What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Carly. I'm a mindset and life upgrade mentor. I teach you how to rewire your thought patterns and change your belief systems about yourself so that you can start creating your desired reality. In this video today, we're going to talk about how to stop being the victim in your own life and how to start becoming a warrior of your circumstances so that you can stop letting the circumstantial things or traumatic experiences that have happened in your life control how your life continues to unfold in front of you. Here's the thing that you have to realize, okay? If you are the victim in your reality and you are the creator of your reality, then you are the victim because you are creating it that way. You are positioning yourself as the victim. That is a choice. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, well, Carly, I didn't choose for my boyfriend who I thought I was going to marry to cheat on me and leave me for somebody else. I didn't choose for my dad to die. I didn't choose for this business plan to go wrong and now be in hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. I didn't choose to be diagnosed with all these mental health issues and depression. Of course you didn't. Who would choose that? Like, who would willingly choose that, honestly? Nobody chooses their unfortunate circumstances that happen to them outside of their control. But the reality is, everybody is going to face some kind of adversity or traumatic experience or something that is out of their control that does ultimately have the potential to make an impact on your life that would be negative, that would skew you down a path of, not ultimately doing what it is that you want to do in life. And you could fall victim to that. Unfortunately, trauma is not a unique human experience. And before I go any further, I do want to say, like, it's not the trauma Olympics, okay, of who experienced more trauma in their life, or, oh, that person experienced such worse trauma than you. You should be grateful that yours isn't as bad. No, I do not look at it like that. I see it as everybody's most traumatic thing that's ever happened to them is the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to them. So again, it's not like a contest or a comparison, but the reality is every single person who goes through whatever level of traumatic experience has a choice to make. Are they gonna be a victim to what happened to them, or are they going to be a warrior of what happened to them and overcome it? Use it as fuel to propel them somewhere further. Use it on their own personal growth journey. The problem is a lot of people are taking their negative experiences that happen to them and they're using them as a crutch of like, oh, well, that's why I haven't achieved this, or that's why I haven't done that, or oh, well, that's why my life isn't going the way that I want it to go. When really it could be being used as one of the greatest vessels to take you to where you want to go. You can use that as fuel. I've been in the coaching space for a while. I've seen a lot of different niches, and the amount of people that I see that take their painful experience that happened to them and then use it to become a coach to help other people to overcome that same thing. One niche that I'm thinking of in particular is moms who have lost their children tragically. I have seen so many coaches online become counselors or coaches on grief and how to overcome the pain of losing your child. And to see somebody be able to take such a painful experience and then use that as their purpose moving forward is such a beautiful thing. That is taking your traumatic experience and using it as purpose. Now, that's not to say that you have to take the traumatic experience that's happened to you and use that as your purpose in like a career per se, but you can use it in your own personal growth journey. Let's say you were in a toxic relationship where you experienced a lot of emotional abuse. Okay, are you going to take that relationship and then let that relationship make you go down the road of, oh, I'm never going to find love. Oh, I'm going to close myself off from everybody. Oh, I can't trust anyone. I'm never going to find love because that is how I'm choosing to see relationships because of that one experience that happened to me. Or are you going to take that experience and say, okay, what can I learn from this experience? How can I heal and grow from that relationship? And what lessons can I learn and take from that I can now take into the trajectory of my life moving forward so that I know what not to look for and I know what red flags to see. And now I have new non-negotiables and standards for relationships moving forward so that I never fall into that again. And again, the only difference between people who fall victim to their circumstances or who are the warriors of their circumstances is the choice that they made to overcome it or to let it overcome them. That is a choice that you ultimately get to make. You can say, oh, this situation bodied me, or you can say, how am I going to body this situation? An example that I always think of somebody who bodied the fuck out of their circumstances is Katie Piper. If you don't know who that is, she was a burn victim whose ex-boyfriend attacked her with acid and threw acid on her face, and it literally burned her face off. She could have very easily taken that situation and been like, my life is over. She could have never left her house because she was insecure. She could just be reflecting on what she would would have looked like if that never happened and how her life would be different if her face was not burnt. Like she could have easily just crawled into a hole and then never wanted to be seen ever again because of that situation that happened to her. But instead, she's actually now a millionaire from that circumstance because she decided to go write books. She is a best-selling author, she is a public speaker, and she has brand deals because she shows up on social media and she has put herself out there and talked about her situation and her story and been open about it. She took that thing that could have turned her into a hermit in life and a victim in life and overcame it, bossed up, became a millionaire, and is now somebody that people turn to and look to for inspiration, just like I'm doing in this video right here, right now. That is a choice that she made. Nobody else had that choice except for her, and she chose to take her circumstance and body it. So you need to start taking the circumstances in your life and start bodying them, or you are just going to continue to be a victim. You do not want to be a victim in a reality that you create, because if you are the victim in a reality that you create, that means that you are responsible for the fact that you are a victim in your life. Nobody else except for you. And that's just the harsh truth reality. But here's the good news. If you have been playing a victim in your life to your circumstances, that is something that you can now just choose to stop doing and start working on looking for the growth, looking for the healing, looking for the silver lining in whatever is going on in your life and say, okay, how can I take whatever negative circumstance or situation is going on in my life right now, and how can I either use it for my personal purpose outward, or how can I use it for my own personal growth inward? How can I overcome this? How could I even potentially help other people overcome this by me overcoming it myself? That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking what I learned in one of the darkest seasons of my life and now using it to create this YouTube channel, and will eventually be opening up coaching programs for it. So stay tuned for that. I could have just sat in the hole of misery that I was in and been like, well, guess this is just my life now. But I didn't, because if I did that, then I would have been the only person responsible for having a miserable life. And why the fuck would I do that? And why the fuck would you do that? So it's time to step into the driver's seat of your life, okay? Whatever happened to you, whatever the negative circumstance is or the traumatic experience, it is unfortunate and it may have left you with hurt and pain, and that is valid. That is totally valid. We're not erasing the fact that whatever happened in your life that has left you in the position of feeling like a victim is not unfortunate. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you are the one that gets to decide that you are going to take your power back in your own life. You have to step back into your empowerment. You have to step back into the driver's seat of your own life and choose to say, I am no longer going to be a victim of this circumstance. How can I overcome it? And start asking yourself that question. Maybe it's going to therapy. Maybe it's starting on a healing journey where you're journaling more about things or reading books about the subject of what it is that you're trying to overcome. Or maybe you get online and you start talking openly about what it is that you have experienced and building a community or helping other people to overcome the same thing, whatever it may be, whatever it is that you are feeling called to do. Just take control of the situation that you can take control of in your life, which is always how you respond to whatever may be going on in your reality. So that is what I got for you guys today. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments below this video. And remember, victim mindset is dead. You got this shit. Take back control of your life, and I will see you in the next video.